Hey, my magical friends. Welcome to another Witchful Ways podcast episode. Of course, I am Annika, offering you insight, guidance, tools, and amazing membership to allow you to live a magical life every single day. So, first off, I want to say that we are in the end of January, moving into the beginning of February, and we've got a couple of different energies that are moving within us this month, right? Or this week. We have the new moon, which is tomorrow in my area, the 1st or 2nd, depending on where you are located. And this new moon is actually the beginning of the lunar year. So it's a transition into new beginnings, right? Now, this new moon also lands on February 2nd. For some of us, right? And all of us are going to enjoy February 2nd, whose date is 2/2/22. Wow. So that gives us some powerful numerology energies, 2 being the arrival of understanding of how to work with others and within others, right? Energies to be able to bring about what it is that we want, need, and desire. So that is a big one. Now, we of course are also moving into the energies of Valentine's Day, right? The first part of February is all about, those feelings of love. And I have to say that whether you are looking at finding a new love, looking at bringing a spark back to your current love, or whether you're just not into love with anyone else, but are looking at self-love, all of that is okay for these energies. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, plus, if you follow the Wheel of the Year, we are coming up on Imbolc, which is a fire festival. So for those of you that are following the Wheel of the Year, Imbolc blessings to you. So today I want to talk about, because we're in this energy of love and bringing about new connections, I want to talk about love magic. Some people have a very firm stance on love magic. As you know, I always say, you do you, witchy poo. What works for you is going to work best for your practice. Now, I just want to give one little tip or hint or what I follow when it comes to love magic. Because I do, as you guys know, I offer casting services. I cast, of course, for myself, which doesn't, right? But I also offer rituals and ritual spellcasts that are available on download, so that it has all of the steps, all of the things that you can do and or say, right? You can tweak it with your own style, but you have the bones of it to work off of, and then you are going to use your own tools. I also have the kits available that ship with all the stuff, but you can use your own ingredients and tools, and of course all the suggestions and stuff are in there as well. So do I work with love magic? I absolutely do. I feel that love magic, or matters of the heart magic, I like to call it, right, are very powerful in all different types of ways. First off, when you're working with love magic for your own relationship with your own self, right? Self-discovery, that's very, very powerful. Because once we begin to discover ourselves and learn what it is that we like, and we step into our power, and we claim what it is that we want, and we release what it is that we want to let go of, right? That we realize is no longer serving us, we step into a totally different frequency, a totally different vibration that allows you to attract so much more goodness and loving abundance to you, because you have become centered in that space, in that feeling. So that is an amazing thing, because self-love and self-acceptance is more powerful than anything else. So then we walk and move into relationships and matters of the heart with platonic connections, right? So when we're talking about relationships that we may have with our siblings, with our friends, with our coworkers, with our neighbors, right? All those kind of things on a platonic level, a non-romantic level. There can be a lot of different things that can sway within that. So when you're working magic when it comes to matters of the heart, because those kind of relationships still do cause emotional reactions, right? Or responses when you have to deal with certain things. When you get into an argument or a disagreement with your best friend, it hurts your heart, right? So, or when somebody says something to you or about you, it hurts your heart sometimes. So to be able to work magic on that level is an amazing concept as well and thing as well. And a lot of things that I find are helpful when it comes to platonic relationship spell work has to do with communication, because I would say 80% of the arguments that happen when it comes to in all relationships, but is a miscommunication. Somebody didn't understand something the way you meant for it to come across. Somebody wasn't listening fully to the information that you were trying to give them, or you have reacted off of incomplete or incorrect information that you've received, usually through a third party, right? So when you work magic for those areas, you're working to clear up the communication. You're working to allow the other people that you are in connection with to understand and truly hear and listen to not only the words that you're saying, but to feel the meaning that's behind those words as well. And then, of course, if you are looking to bring in new friendships, and things like that, that is an excellent way to be working spell work to support that area of your relationship life. Now, let's talk about the burning one that everybody loves to, right, dabble in, and that is find my true love, find my soulmate, find my twin flame, bring my new, partner to me, all of that kind of stuff. And first off, I want to say a couple things about this, because there's really not a whole lot to say about it, because everybody's going to try it, everybody's going to dabble in it, and everybody's going to get the universal response that they get. Okay? So I'm not saying either way. Again, I offer the types of spells like this, and I work this type of spell work, but I do it in a way so that it is already working with something that's already there. So let me explain a little bit. So when a client comes to me and says, I'm having issues in my relationship and I need this, I'm just feeling like we're growing apart and I want to have this relationship back together. I feel like maybe his eyes are wandering or his heart's not completely with me anymore, and I need to bring this, this back about, and this is the spell work I want, or this is the spell work that I want to do. Give me the ritual to do it, right? So my next question is always going to be, well, first off, I look at the connection that the two of them share energetically to see that there's still a spark there, right? To see that it's not completely closed off. Because some people, if you have the ability to do that, otherwise I ask that person, is there any reason why this person would not want to rekindle a relationship with you? Now, that means that the other person or that you have to be honest with yourself, right? And go, okay, did something happen? Did you step out and cheat on this person? And if you've broken that trust, is that something that is an absolute deal breaker for that person, that there's no resolution to that, right? Like they're never going to get over it, because of some people will, some people won't. Only you know the connection that you have, and you know this person better, right, than I do. So that's why I ask the questions, or you ask yourself, is this person going to be able to forgive me for something that I've done? If the answer is no, then you really need to work on some self-love kind of stuff and allow the relationship to move in a way that it's going to, which means it's probably going to end, right? Like just cut your losses and let it be. As tough as that can be a lot of the time, it's best for all parties involved. Why hold on to something and beat a dead horse, right? Trying to rekindle something that doesn't have a spark there. It's not smoldering anymore, right? You can't blow on it and spark that ember back up again. It's stomped out, okay? So That's one thing. Now, if they say, or if you realize, yes, this is something like we're just growing apart, right? We're growing older and he's got different friends than I have now. And, we just need to bring things back together. We've just gotten into a rut that we need to break. That is an amazing situation that you can work wonderful magic on, because again, you've got something that's there. The connection's there. The loyalty is there. The love, the attraction, the admiration, all that is still there. It's just died down from this wonderful, fiery, passionate feel, sometimes down to a smoldering ember, right? It might be a little spark, but it's sometimes down to a smoldering ember. When you've been together for 25, 30 years, right? Sometimes things get mundane and you just need, but that ember's still there, right? Like you are a team. You know that you would die for that person would die for you, quote unquote, right? So then what do you need to do? You need to work magic to fan that ember so that it sparks up again and can retake as a flame. So what you're doing is you are working to put universal energy back into bringing the two of you back together to find something that reignites the reasoning in your minds and in your hearts of why you are together. So as with everything, you're going to be working the mundane, right? The physical everyday actions that you are supporting with your magical work. Remember, it goes round and round. Your magical supports your mundane supports your magical. You can't have one without the other, right? Like day and night. You can't have one without the other. If you are casting and working your magic to improve your relationship, yet you do nothing to work on the physical action of it, of turning off the TV and saying, hey, let's go for a walk, or hey, let's talk, or let's play a game, or, whatever it is. If you're not doing that part of it, the magic is just being wasted. You have to make sure that you're supporting it with your actions. So it's absolutely possible to work love magic in that way. It's absolutely possible to work love magic to bring a new love into your life. Right? That's what magic is. We're looking to manifest something. You're looking to manifest what universal flow, what universal energy, what universe has in store for you for your love life. You're looking to step into that path. So that's just like trying, or working magic for money or health or anything else, a new car, whatever it is. You're working for the end goal of having a solid romantic relationship, a happy, solid romantic relationship, right? So you can absolutely do that work. You're not looking for a specific target, right? You're just looking in general, universe, provide me with what it is that I desire. That is easy magic for universe to bring to you. So it gets a little bit trickier when you're looking at somebody that you already have connection with on a platonic level, or maybe a coworker that you really don't know, or somebody, the grocery clerk at the grocery store, somebody that you really don't have a relationship with at this point that you want, that you really like, right? And you go, oh man, I really want that person to fall in love with me. Here's where it can get a little tricky. Now, again, you can absolutely work that magic. But the thing is, that person that you're working towards has to, one, know that you exist. Okay? Has to know that you exist. So if you are in love with somebody that doesn't know that you exist, you have to first work the magic and support it with mundane action so that they know you exist. That means you have to go through their line at the grocery store so they can check you out. That means that you have to, right, like take a walk around the neighborhood. If it's, somebody in your neighborhood that you've seen that you want to get to know, you have to get to know them. They have to get to know you. 2, there has to be an attraction or a spark or a commonality that magic can take a hold of, that the energies can take a hold of and fan the flame. There has to be that smoldering ember, right? There has to be a spark of interest. And that's what you work your magic on. If they don't know you exist, there's no spark of interest. There has to be a common spark of interest. Let me put it that way. So that means when you are saying, I want Keanu Reeves to fall in love with me and marry me, if you've never met Keanu Reeves, I mean, he's married now, but if you've never met this person, this celebrity, whoever it is, there is no common anything for magic to take a hold of. Because you are working with somebody else's free will. You're working with somebody else's direct energy. And that's the difference in working a love spell and love magic on someone as compared to for yourself, as in with a relationship or bringing new love in, as compared to something that is a tangible item. Right? Like if you're trying to get a new car or you need, new shoes or money to pay rent or a new house or whatever it is, right? Those things can fall in line because universal energy can put those things in line for you to make this happen so that that can happen, so that that can happen, so that that person is, moves across country and that dream job position opens up that they just left for you to fall into. But you can't do that when you're working with somebody else's energetic free will. Universe, magic, universal law does not have the capability of bending that to your will. There has to be a common connection, that smoldering ember for your magic, i.e. universe, right, to fan so that it can spark into a flame. And then it works from there. So hopefully that gave you some insight, maybe something to think about, a little bit to ponder over in what some people have issues with when it comes to love magic as compared to working within yourself and your own benefit as compared to trying to get, Keanu Reeves to marry you, because I'd have been Mrs. Reeves at this point if that was available and worked. Okay, so again, you can go over to witchfulways.com. You can look at the downloads, and that will allow you to look at the rituals and the casts and things that are available, and all the goodness that we have. If you have any questions, if you want to share anything with me, please feel free to get over into the Witchful Ways of Manifesting Facebook group and post in there. I'm happy to interact with you. I love doing it. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderfully magical rest of your day.